Healing after childhood trauma is hard. If your complex PTSD shows up as angry outbursts, then healing can be even trickier. If the family that you grew up in used anger in a way that made you feel really unsafe, that may have been the setup for your own hair trigger anger. Let's talk about what that family looks like and how your blueprint for regulating your emotions may have been hijacked because of the way your family interacted, because anger can be contagious, especially in families. So let me see if I can make anger and your angry responses a little bit easier for you to understand. Hey, I'm Tamara, the therapist who's healed my own childhood trauma, and I'm here to share with you what I know so that you can heal your trauma too. So let's talk about the characteristics of angry families. In angry families, one or more parents often expresses anger, and for that person, anger is their dominant emotion that they express over all other emotions. And as a result of that, one or more of your siblings was likely to mirror that way of self-expression, expressing anger more often than other emotions and expressing themselves angrily really often. So what happens in families where this kind of interaction is the norm is that you begin to really hide your more vulnerable feelings because you have to protect yourself. Because trying to talk calmly about your feelings and express what's really going on for you in the midst of all of this anger is too scary. And in this kind of family, nobody usually listens until someone gets angry. So the way that we learn and teach each other in this kind of family means that family members choose fear and intimidation to win during conflict. So a child growing up in this situation will learn that a win-win during conflict isn't really possible. To the meanest, the angriest, and the loudest goes the win. So the natural outgrowth of having these interactions in a home where safety's on the back burner because of anger is that negativity and criticism and hostility are really the common under the surface feelings most of the time. And in this situation, family members often, because of this buildup, allow their anger to lead to physical aggression. This kind of family creates such a harmful environment that feelings of resentment grow and everyone blames each other for the constant hurt that everybody's feeling, and everyone feels super sensitive and easily hurt. So this becomes a vicious cycle where it's common to feel hurt, to feel attacked, defensive, unheard, and violated. So if this was the family you grew up in, then your template for interacting with other people in relationship outside of your family becomes a filter of defensiveness that leads to you seeing every interaction as a potential threat, because that's what you had to do to survive your family growing up. So that means that anytime now, even if you're safe and you're not with that family, you're in an environment where people respect each other and everyone is calm. If your feelings get hurt, if you feel unheard, if you feel threatened, if you feel belittled, if you feel any of those things that you felt in your childhood, the likely response, even out of context where you're safe, is quick anger. So healing this trauma means that you have to start to doubt the threat level when your trauma brain is signaling you that your day-to-day interactions with people that are safe for you, that you're trying to build relationships with, starts telling you that you're unsafe. So in order to really kind of dig into this and look at maybe your history and how your family could have built this pattern in you, not to place blame, but to help you look at where your interventions for yourself should begin, start by asking yourself a few questions. Number one, how did my family view anger? Did they condone it? Or did they deny it even though it was happening every day? Number 2, who in my family was angry the most? And were other people allowed to be angry or just that one person? Number 3, what messages, direct and indirect, did I receive about anger? Was anger okay or not okay? Then, what situations triggered me or triggered my family members to anger? That's going to be a big clue for you to know what situations will be triggering your anger in current day, even when you're safe. And then the last question, how did you use anger to protect yourself? Then look for situations in your life today where you mistakenly bring the beliefs from the family you grew up in and the messages that were given to you about anger into the interactions that you have today, where those messages and those beliefs don't apply. Remember, this healing takes time and it isn't easy. Keep at it. Recovery takes patience, practice, and time. And also remember the 90-second rule. When you feel threatened, when you feel ready to jump on something with anger to protect yourself, it only takes about 90 seconds for the brain to reset if you give yourself a timeout, to be able to help you calm yourself down, to look at the situation realistically today so that you don't react with your PTSD in anger the way your family taught you, and I know it's the way that you hate to interact today. I'm Tamara Ridge. Thanks for watching.